Hey everybody, good morning, good morning, good morning. Rex, Nikki, Cliff, Darren, Swinburne. Good morning, everybody. Gayton, Amy, Sergio, Ed, Donald, Don, Rob, Dan. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. And good morning, everybody. So, guess what? PCE came in hotter than we expected. I don't know, hotter than we expected, but hotter than as was expected. And guess what? Well, there it is. We broke down below the zone. Looks like we're going to go on a deeper correction potentially. And, well, no earnings can really buck the trend, all right? If the market's going down, there's not really any earnings that are going to buck it. So we are on a temporary reprieve here. Looks like we have an initial 1, 2, and a big 3 off of this high right here on Tuesday. Dip down, retraced, lower high. There's a wave 3, and we may get a 4, 5 right to the wave 3 target. If you're not familiar with this is Elliott wave theory. It's kind of funny how this works. I always talk about this right here. That right there, you project it off of this next high. If we get to the 1618 extension, it's a new trend. We're probably going to get a extension lower, continuation of the trend. Now, how much retrace? Well, that's wave 1. We'll probably get a retrace and a wave, we'll probably get a 1, 2, 3 out of this. Some way, some fashion. It may be shallow. That probably should stop right in this zone, right around 58.30, probably below this over here. Somewhere in this vicinity, we'll probably retrace and then get a lower low down here around 57. Let's see. We'll have to project this. So we got to use the 3-point tool. Missed the first click. 3-point tool from the high to the low. Wave 1 projected off of wave 4 generally provides us, let's just go with right in there. Well, we could hit the roadmap line, but let's just go right in there. That'd be the ideal kind of target zone. Oh, look. Creates a little confluence. So this would be the target on the downside for the next day or 2 or whatever. Day or 2 or 3, possibly into the election next week. It kind of puts into play if we do this and this and this into next week, possibly next Tuesday. That puts into play that we're probably going to rally into Q1, Q2, Q3 next year as we pull back. And this could go deeper. We could extend it on down. Here would be the next targets. Right there. And right there. Now the other thing that might happen, depending on who wins, we saw this in 2016 when the market freaked out. Overnight, election night, you can see a long tail comes all the way down here. It'd be kind of spooky if we repeated that. Look, that's a 5% move. It's exactly what we did election night 2016. 5% dip. And then we were back to game on going higher. Maybe the exact same pattern playing out again. All right. Kind of crazy. So we may see that happen right there. I mean, the market tends to do this, like, to echo previous things it did. All right. Just tends to do that. And there's a install some upgrades. I don't want to, remind me later. And it's just one of those things to keep an eye on. All right. Be prepared, be planned. That's a plan. Like, plan for that. It doesn't have to happen, but it might happen. And don't freak out. All right. We may dip it right down there and rip it again. Now, this could mark the top and we not come back. That's entirely possible. It doesn't have to be a dip and rip. All right. We tend to not do the exact same thing, but we tend to, echo prior moves and prior actions in the market. Echoes don't always sound the exact same. So that's kind of been my whole principle behind the market for a while. You can see that was a big dip. We may echo that same move down yet again. This could be one big long tail candle that takes us right back up. Could be. If we break down below the roadmap line there, could develop into something deeper. So it's just something to keep an eye on as we head into next week. We do, and it's not just the election. It could be the FOMC coming up right after the election that causes this. All right. PCE came in hotter than we expected. We, the market, not necessarily me. I was saying I thought it might come in a little spicy because it was looking like it was coming in kind of running a little hotter than what they were expecting. Trying to find I lost my tab that I had everything on. There we go. Let me pull this up correctly and talk about it. Cool. Log me out. Awesome. All right. So we got the Fed, or Jerome Powell's favorite indicator, core PCE, printed hotter than expected in September. A 2.7 versus 2.6 expected on the core. Flat with August's 2.7 rise. So we're still cooking here. The headline PCE rose 0.2 month over month, which dragged down year over year PCE to 2.1, the lowest we've had since February 2021. That's interesting. And on a month over month basis, PCE appears to be accelerating with durable goods and services costs picking up. And I know you're probably like, well, where's the chart? JT. And there's the chart right there. It's difficult to see. But those services picking up. Like we're seeing them. The durable goods were down there. They're increasing prices. Actually positive. And services, the big blue bar, increasing. Those prices are going up too. And if we see oil rip back in a big way, that'll explode this thing right there. All right. There you go. There you go. So usually I'm pulling up this, but this over here doesn't, my calendar doesn't really tell me many numbers on PCE except the month over month. So I pulled up some other data to read off of. And right there you go. There's the core PCE month over month. Right there. 0.3 on the core month over month. Came in as expected, but that's spicier than we had before. Now, unemployment claims came in the lowest level we've seen in a while. That was kind of interesting, I guess you might say. Interesting. Big dip off right there. Seems like we were expecting a 229. We got a 216. It's been lower than we've had since all the way back here in May. Not bad, I guess, but hey, got a window dress right before the election, right? Got to make everything look as great as you possibly can. I think it's all baked, but tomorrow we get the unemployment rate, I expect this to be super low and everything's super great. Right there, right in front of the election. That's what I expect. If they do anything different, I will be absolutely surprised. You can tell me in the chat if you would be absolutely surprised if they do anything but make the numbers look great. I think that's the way it's going to be. And so that's what we got there. Reminder, all trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance, not necessarily indicative of future results. If you're brand new here, I make predictions. And maybe maybe I get it right. Sometimes I get lucky. This sometimes not. Past performance not necessarily indicative of future results. So just because I've gotten it right in the past doesn't mean I'll ever get it right again. It's kind of like Microsoft got an initial pop and then dropped, and we're down this morning as we come into the open, and then Meta got hammered a little bit and then recovered a little bit. So this presentation here is intended to be informational, educational, fun, entertaining, not a recommendation to be buying or selling any financial instrument. So if you desire personal financial advice, you need to hire and consult a financial advisor, which means if you're looking for me to tell you what to buy and what to trade, it's not what I'm doing. All right. I'm not trying to tell you what to do at all. Just a guy. I'm just a guy doing some trades. If you want to ride along, kind of do some similar trades, that's cool. You got to make them your own, though. You can't copy. If you copy, you're in trouble. I know a lot of people have heartburn on this. You're like, well, how do I learn if I don't copy? Well, if you're going to copy, do it in a demo account until you feel confident that you can do it on your own and make your own trading decisions. All right? Now, it doesn't mean that your decision can't mimic my decision, but you need to make it own your decision. And if I went away, you know exactly what to do the whole trade. All right? If you don't, you need to be trading small, like one share, one very minimal exposure until you learn how to do this yourself. All right. Let's be clear about all that. Fun and educational. So what I'm really saying is don't buy stocks, options, bonds, Forex, futures, cryptos, treasuries. Don't long them. Don't short them. Don't trade them. Don't buy them. Don't sell them. You may experience a loss of your money. Back to it. Yes, that's what might be shaping up here. If you missed the beginning, rewind it, baby. That's the bar down here. You can do it. And NQ getting that retrace. It's pretty violent yesterday too. Man, oh man. Look at that. Lower high, we broke down. We didn't hold that 30-minute at all. Like it looked like we were going to, and then nope. We have not broken lower though yet. That could be a 5-wave up and a higher low. So this could salvage itself. We do have some big tech earnings coming up after the close. That could be very influential. Very, very influential. So look, we've done a potential. I know the pink in the background makes this a little more difficult to see, but that's my color out to the end of the election here. Let's see if I can grab that box and change its color really quickly. Something else. There we go. Change that. And back to it. So what we've done, let's ignore this since we went down. We came up. Right, this potential right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Not all clean and fancy, but that matches. Quick 2, extended 4, 5, about the same size as 1. This meets all the criteria. All right. Now from there to here, we did a retrace. Let's take a look at that one. It could be. We had a 1, 2, 3, or an ABC correction into the 618. Not bad. Not bad, not bad. Now, this is just looking at the 30-minute time frame, not really diving up and down. I'm trying to do quick analysis here, kind of show you what I'm seeing. A looks like a 3-wave. B looks like maybe it's a WXY. Doesn't matter. All right, 3-wave correction. That's what we've got holding the 618. So for today, if we break back above here, golly, alerts galore this morning. Wow. The list was pretty long too. So right here, here's the resistance. Oh my gosh, stop. Up here, we've got the roadmap line. We've got that 618 resistance right there. If we can break through that, right up there would be the target for now. All right, clear as that. Now, if we break down below this level here, 76, probably going down, back down around 20,000. And this could keep on, this could develop further into next week. All right. Now for those predictions from yesterday, basically. Microsoft getting a little retrace, looking a little ugly. That may be breaking down and going lower. It had the setup for a pop. We got the initial pop overnight, but then we're down at the daily roadmap line. And so there you go. That's holding a higher low so far. It can bounce here, find support. We've had fair support coming up through here. We hold it. That's the upside target. They could just do it. It doesn't have to. We did get a beat on the top and the bottom numbers. It was good, but alas, the resistance is holding. And the little bit, I guess, make you nervous thing. Potential head and shoulders there. Could take us on down. Oh, look at that. Had a target down there. That could develop also. Also a potential path if we start breaking down below these prior lows. So if you're concerned about this, set an alert there, set an alert there, set an alert there. If we start breaking those, we're probably coming right down here. Meta did a nice pullback and then showing some strength. We are up at targets. We are extended. And this may pop that 1618 at 615 and then pull back down here. So watch out for that on Meta. All right. Coming up after the close today, Amazon. I've been long in this one for a while. I've got options out to the November monthly expiration. And if this fails, I'm probably going to eat it. So looking for that 208, 209 area to pop. Putting it on a non-log scale for 208. A little more conservative than the 209. That's what I expect right now. I expect that finality move because the statistics of this pattern, this price pattern we set up back here, the roadmap bounce. If you're not familiar with what the roadmap is, links in the description down below. But look, check this out. 22 past times we set up this same price pattern. 95.45% of those we have successfully made it up to the target. Profit factor is 21. That's just smoking hot right there. And look at that crazy equity curve. That's a high probability setup right there. The entry was right there. The target is right there. Now we've already run it longer than 20 bars. That was the average. So we're one of the, longer than the average trades here. Are we going to pop it? Or are we going to drop it and add to the loss column? That's entirely possible. I mean, almost 5% of the time we've lost. May add one to the loss column. So there you go. All you can do is high probability trades, but you can't over leverage on them. Like you can't be like, well, that's smoking hot. That's the highest probability I've ever seen, so I'm going to put all my chips in, go all in. We're not holding a royal flush here in the background playing poker. Like, we don't know what we've got. This can easily go down as it can go up. Now, like I said, we can add to the loss column. Got to keep it in mind. That's why you got to bet the same size all the time. All right. When you bet the same size all the time, the profit factor on this one is 21 historically, but 22 closed trades is not a statistical population either. And we're 8 trades shy. So be careful. Be careful. Be careful. I'm perma cautious. Perma caution. If you can't tell by the disclaimer and everything I said earlier, like there is significant risk of losing your butt in the market. Apple also reporting after the close, just like Amazon. Halloween surprise. This looks set to go higher. All right. Is it a guarantee? Shoot, no. Shoot, no. We've got this channel going. We've been just kind of cooking. It's kicked off the bounce. There was the high. There was the bounce, the touch right there. Here was the activation right back here. Same kind of trade. There is the target right up there. And we're just cooking. Just cooking. You want to see this? There's the entry way back there. 31 closed trades. This is a statistical population. This one is only 77% of the time. This is closer to the historic average across thousands and thousands of tickers. All right. Almost 4,000 tickers I've done this on, and the historical win rate is right around 74%-ish. Now, the profit factor on this one is negative. So this one, when it rips you hard and eats your profit. Would I play this one long? Betting on that last little squeak? Probably not. It's probably not for me. The risk, much larger than the reward. All right. Everybody clear on that one? Gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. And Sledge, your bet on Meta might come back, dude. Not too bad. Not too bad. Look at that one. 10 trades, 90%. Although that one already hit the target back there, so we're beyond the extension there. Alrighty. These are not earnings. That's not earnings statistics. That's just the price pattern setup. Earnings, everything notwithstanding. So, alrighty. Back to it. Russell just churning here. Did we spike that? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We have set up a high probability trade here. This. Look what it did yesterday. You see what it did? Everybody see it? It hit the 618. That is a measured bounce. It's not, it's kind of a coin flip until we confirm it. We're going to have to confirm it by breaking down pretty much below this zone right in here, around 2220. And it may just wet the bed or drop out, may just fall out of the bed right down to here. This one's saying it's going down. All right. I've been waiting for that hit. I may buy a put spread on IWM. I'm talking about buying a put spread, not selling a put spread. You buy something like a, well, let's look at IWM. This is the ETF, S&P 500, the ETF is SPY. So the Russell, the ETF is IWM. IWM did the same freaking hit right there yesterday. Candles are green though, but futures and ETFs slightly different. So this one right here, same kind of move, maybe a 218, 212 or 210. Not saying it's affordable. You may have to do a 216, 210. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, that's a long here in this vicinity and a short here at the target. Long option here, short option here. To cover everything, you might need to be out to December, possibly January. Cover all the bases here. Could this fail? Absolutely. What's your max risk? Whatever you spend. All right, this short one reduces your cost, but it also limits your profitability. If we drop down here, the difference between the strikes minus what you spend is your max profit. If we break back above this high, trade's over, probably going up there. All right. If you like the trade idea, let me know in the chat. If you don't, let me know in the chat. If you got questions, let me know in the chat. We can talk about it. But there you go. I don't have that trade on. I just saw it just now while going through the market. Been waiting for that hit. I was doing a few things yesterday, a bit distracted, trying to get I had to get the QR code on the tailgate of the truck corrected, and then we had a trunk retreat. And yesterday afternoon, I had to get to quickly after the market closed. So lots of stuff going on yesterday. Today, I'll be here pretty much the whole day. So, all right, that's IWM. Russell for you. CL. This is interesting. Maybe that's a failed Head and Shoulders. Maybe it faked out the market, and we're just going to rip this right back. This could rip back up into the coin flip zone by next Tuesday. Yeah, we've only got, today's Thursday, tomorrow's Friday, Monday, and then Tuesday. We got 4 days. But this thing, don't discount what oil can do in 4 days. Look at that, 3-day rip right there. 4-day rip right there. It can move pretty big in 4 days. I wouldn't discount it. They're trying their darndest to keep it down, but I wouldn't discount it. Gold, yesterday spiking, today retracing. We'll see what happens. We're still on the path to going higher here. Just getting a little retrace. We're just kind of humming in this little channel here. I expect that is the direction for now. Right there. We start breaking down below these immediate lows. Something else playing out. We are a long way from the roadmap line. It could substantially retrace, but things are looking pretty spicy. And silver over here still needs to catch up. So right now we're on a 3-wave retrace on silver off the high from a few days ago. 1, 2. So silver is probably going to come back down, find support in this zone, and maybe try again. We're going to see it hold and bounce. That could take a day or 3, possibly into next week, before we see that bounce show up. Bitcoin churning at the high here. Churning, burning. There's no enthusiasm for going higher here. We popped up here, and we're just sitting. I don't like the proportions of this move. I'd really like to see some continuation to some of these higher targets, but it might not do it. It might not do it. I mean, it's just, this is the future chart. We'll pull up the all-time. Where'd it go? All-time history right there. So we're sitting there right at that breakout level. Looks like we did spike a higher high on the all-time history. That's the thing about it. Like, there is no official Bitcoin price. So if you're quoting it from Coinbase or quoting it from TradingView or quoting it from the futures, like, you're like, well, you know, so-and-so said that the price high was XYZ, and it doesn't show that on my chart. You may be using a different brokerage data, different exchange data than so-and-so. You know, what gets posted on X and Twitter may be different across different posts. It's all because there's no centralized price of Bitcoin, all right? We price it in US dollars, but US dollars are like a farce anyway. You know, as inflation happens, US dollars are worth less. That automatically makes Bitcoins worth more. So, what are you pricing your Bitcoins in? Price them in dollars. Dollars are dropping in value. That automatically makes Bitcoin go up versus the dollar. It's just kind of funny to think about it that way. So, and the price is what you can get at the moment. That's true. And so over here, we've talked about this before. There are 751 exchanges, or 759 actually. A couple more since I last refreshed this. Every one of these has a different price for Bitcoin. Every one of these, all 759 of them. There's arbitrage between them to try to balance them, but every one of them that trades Bitcoin has a different price for Bitcoin. All right? There's no centralized exchange. That's a difficult concept if you're a stock trader. If you're a Forex trader, you understand this. Forex is different on the different exchanges. That's the same way that Bitcoin works. All right. Welcome to reality. All right, Ethereum just churning here under the roadmap line. Why do I use the futures? Because that is a certified price for Bitcoin and Ethereum. That is a centralized controlled price, and absent any other centralized controlled price, I just go here for now. There are sometimes differences between this and the spot market due to futures stopping trading from Friday afternoon until Sunday afternoon. So kind of like a day, almost 2 days. It's closed, but the discrepancies aren't huge. But we do get some gaps in here, as you can see over here. Do get some gaps due to that closure versus the spot market. So, but I do like this because of the certified nature of the price. It's always the same. All right, dollar. Look at that, arcing back down. Like I said, we're probably going to come back, test this. If we break through that, we're coming down here. I sound like a broken record on this. That's kind of the path dollar's going. I think we're going to the mid-90s. I've been saying that for 2 years. Just a matter of time. And, oh, man, not what I wanted to see here. This gives me a little concern. We made the initial move down. We enthusiastically popped up, held the 618 area. Now we may get a third, a corrective move. First move down, retrace. That's the B wave, or the WX wave. We could see this extend down here, and that may put downward pressure on the U.S. markets. So warning here. If we break down below this over here, that's the big warning. So if we get below this 35,000, it's probably going to put a lot of downward pressure on the U.S. market. This is global liquidity coming into play here. Something to keep an eye on. All right, we've covered Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, Apple. So what's popping today? I go and pull all the pre-market movers. Everything moving $2 or more up, put on the gainers list. Everything moving $2 or more down, I put on the decliners list. So let's go through them and look for opportunities. Carvana, I expected it to go down because of the extension, but apparently we're going to play the exponential game. We're going to go up for another exponential run. How high do we go? Good question. Good question. We'll probably come over here, consolidates, and then come back down. So that's what we got. ARGX, excuse me, back up with the targets. No real upside opportunity for me. I already did the high probability thing, and we may retrace there. Root. 949 already. Roots, wow. Popping up. I mean, look at this chart. This is a nasty chart. Got a reverse split hiding in there. It's a nasty, nasty chart. I would be very cautious getting involved in this. This is basically a dumpster fire and some sort of excitement popping off of here. Could it recover from the ashes and turn back into something good? Maybe. I would watch for resistance right in here. Could play out, spike into there, and then retrace again. MDGL, you may be like, JT, you just don't understand. Roots of blah, blah, blah. I don't care. I don't care. It's not for me. There's plenty of other stuff to chase. There's like 8,000 stock charts or something like that. You know, why play on one that maybe have marginal results? No FOMO, okay? If it doesn't meet your criteria, just knock it off the list and move on, all right? Little known economic term, yeah. That's, to me, this meets the criteria of a dumpster fire. What's the criteria? A giant move down under the roadmap line, never even touching on the daily chart. A reverse split, which we have hiding right there. That was a reverse split. It makes it a dumpster fire. Dumpster fire of a chart. All right, that's just, I don't like to get involved in those. It's not my thing to trade. The probability you're going to lose a bunch of money is elevated when this craps a bit. MDGL, broke down, popping up, but that's a choppy chart right there. Nothing, 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 pop. And we're still lower highs and just chopping around. Can you make money on stuff like this? Yeah, sure. Can you make money on dumpster fires? Yeah, sure. Is it my... It's just not my thing, though. Like, that's not what I'm after. I like to go after high probability trades that I can repeat over and over and over. Hopefully that's you. You can let me know in the chat if you like that sort of thing. Hopefully that's why you're following me and you're here, all 150 of you. Thank you for being here. Remember to give me a like on the video if anything I say is awesome. And react, chat, all the things. I love it. All right. Thanks for coming. Thanks for spending your morning with me. I know you could do virtually infinitely many other things with your time. Coming to hang out with me. I appreciate it. Makes it worthwhile to see people succeed. So, CI. Oh, hey, we basically tagged the top of that oval right there. Look at that. Tag the top of it just right in, right there. Popping back up to the roadmap line. We may go down for an extension at 292 on Cigna. SFM, ridiculous pop. Guess what's going exponential? Now, where's the top? I don't know. When we finally do that last move, then we get this consolidation. That's when you know we're going to go down. It's going to happen. We're going to get some sort of mega retrace off Sprouts. It's going to happen. All right. Even something like that. Look what's happening. We came off the high. We consolidated. Starting to come back down. Even Eli Lilly. Even the GLP-1 drugs. They're going to run their course. This could be just the first little bit here. Consolidation. This can go on for months and then bring it back down. Am I guaranteeing we come all the way down? No. We could get a substantial retrace, though. We could come back down into this zone very easily. 400, 500, 600. Easily come back down. Now, how long could it take? It could take 3 years, 4 years. Take on NVIDIA. It's working on making its exponential high. And NVIDIA has come back 60, 70% many times in the past. So is it going to surprise me when it does? No. This one had a head and shoulders. We didn't quite make it to the target on the bottom. Looks like we're breaking back above the neckline. Let's just draw the neckline in here. And that can reject and go higher. Twilio. This is a rough one. Let's just clean it up here. Potentially breaking out through these highs. If we can hold it, that could develop into something better. This was the bubble pattern. Look. I talk about this all the, this is a pattern. See the chop? Right there. Now, what happens after the bubble pattern? A lot of times it's dead for a while, and then we start trying to do something else. So this is starting to try to do something else, but what are we going to do? Not sure yet. There's significant resistance right there. If we can hold it, we may develop something higher. We need some sort of move up and retrace and breakout for a high probability trade. Like we did over here. Right there. Need that to happen again to indicate we're going to do something like that. All right. So, Twilio kind of dead to me right now. Charter. There's the potential. Move up, retrace, hold the roadmap line. We break back above the 618 here. You get some extension. There is a resistance up here. Now, what does that look like? Oh, gee, your fib lines are in the way. Yeah, I know. Sorry. Came down to the 50. It's close to being a rocket ship right there. Close. It's not. Didn't meet it. Close. Close, but no cigar. But we could potentially rock and roll up to this area up here. There's the potential. It's not a guarantee. This would be a much more conservative target, just right in here. So it may rock and roll up here, bounce back down, and then do that in the future. Significant resistance here. And right there. Lots of resistance in this area for charter. EMA. Master. Oh, look at that. Right to the extension target and big fat retrace. Watch for this to come back to the roadmap line. That was a finishing move right there. Did Visa go with it? That's right in the vicinity of the target right there for Visa. Watch for that retrace. Kind of funny. Roblox right into the resistance zone. If we can beat it, we could develop something higher. This is not the way strong new trends start out, so I would be very careful. DoorDash popped up into targets. ETR going for it. Wow. Look how long that consolidation took. Here's the high. There's the bubble bust. Look how fast that bubble popped. And then right up to the extension. So just looking back, like Twilio. If, here's the crazy potential. If this develops into something crazy big, we get back above this $300 resistance up here, we could be going up to 516, possibly 569, possibly 700. All starts with a move up through this, and we're going to have to build up something where we break through, but then we could go up here. And it could be out a number of years. And it could go faster, but that's kind of the stuff we're looking for. So DoorDash, working on that. Like, they could do it, but it's going to take a little while. Roblox, we could do it. It's going to take a little while. And that one bubble busted right there. Bubble bust and lower low. PANW. Still holding on to this one. Looking for that $400 target up here. I'm going to be disappointed if this doesn't make it. This thing breaks below the roadmap line. I'm going to be eating a disappointment sandwich. I've just been holding shares, though. Not huge risk. No options. Waiting indefinitely. Been in this since back in February. Waiting. NXT. Bouncing off the bottom of the roadmap line. Be careful. That can drop down. Where's the bottom? No idea. Bandwidth. Another bubble. Oh, consolidate. Drop back down. This one could get something going off the lows. Seeing a lot of these charts this morning. RELY. Potential for that to be reversing here. That was a good point to turn around and make a bottom. So now we've got the potential low from back here, this high from the initial move, this retrace. Cool, thank you, JP Morgan. This low back here, this high back here. Went a little deep for my liking. On the log scale, it's perfect 618. Could take us up to... That might be a good play with just shares right there. Buy a few shares of this. Your risk is like $7. Your upside's like almost a triple. That's not bad. It doesn't look great yet, but hey, some of the worst looking stuff turns out to be some of my biggest winners. So I'm gonna put an alert above and below price to remind me to look at this again. I'm going to write myself a note. All right. CFLT. I'm actually interested in that REL. Like, for those of you that understand how I operate, that RELY might be one of those that I'm going to buy some shares and hold them for a long time. And it's like one of those that catches my eye. And I'm like, oh, there's an opportunity. Kind of like that. We did hold the 618, so. It's one of those that, hey, there's an opportunity there. I like it. I like it. All right. CFLT. Lower highs, just kind of chopping sideways for a couple years. Not my favorites. Could bounce and go, but this is just kind of looking sloppy. Potential to break up to 45. Not. Doesn't give me that warm fuzzy like that last chart on RELY. Comcast. Comcast NBC. Doom, doom, doom. Lower highs. That played out on that move, even though it was choppy. I don't know. I'm not a fan of the way this chart looks right here. I have to say. IP. International paper. Talk about one that's gone nowhere for forever. Look at this consolidation. Look at that thing. There's a wall right there. They can pop through, like the upside potential in this baby. Pretty darn nice. 84, 120. If we can get some legs, finally move after years. I mean, look at that, 97. Like, this is my whole trading career right here. Almost 30 years of consolidation sideways. Wow. ETSY, Etsy. That's a downtrend all day long. Still expect more. AVDL. Sorry if you're long Etsy. That does not look good. More sideways on that one. AMIX. XSP bounce. Well, that worked. Whatever that was. No, it didn't. It failed. It failed. AMIX. Back to it. Wow, that's not good. That's a reverse split right there. I can recognize them all day long. When you have a downtrend into a split, that's a reverse split. And that's a dumpster fire. Even though it doesn't have a long history, that's a dumpster fire in the making right there. Don't trade it. COP. Choppy. Probably going to retrace deeper. My target down here. Lemonade. Kicking off the potential to go up to 25, 26. DJT. Looking for that retrace back to the roadmap line. If this bounces at the roadmap line, new opportunity to come up here. DJTWW, probably coming down to the roadmap line. MPW, monolithic power, back to the roadmap line. That high, that low. If we can break back above the 890 area, possibly 1,000 on the upside. LIN, that's 10%. And that one did it. Back to the roadmap line. That high, that low. Move back up through the gap down. 492 on the upside. Yeah, these are expensive. That's expensive stuff usually makes the top of the list because it moves the biggest. Estee Lauder. Oh, man, look at that. I said we probably test the bottom of the zone if breakdown. Oh, my gosh. I can't. Sometimes I scare myself, and that scares me right there. Like, there's the potential to come on down here, but we could reverse at this point. That was what I expected on Estee Lauder to do. I don't remember when I talked about it. What, a week ago? Golly, man. Still potential to come down here. Freaks me out sometimes. Freaks me out. Nice, Helen. That's awesome. Glad to hear it. Did you do it based on what I said, or just on your own? Like, I just want to be clear. Like, was it something I said, or was this on your own? But good job, regardless. Good job, regardless. IQVA. That's just choppy, sideways, nasty price action. Doesn't really match anything. I track. This looks like it. Oh man, this cannot beat that gap down up there. We gap down over here. It cannot get through it. Looks like it's gonna retrace. Humana still in the funk. There's the resistance and just the target on the downside. TFX. Golly, man, so much choppy garbage here. Like, there's just no pattern here. It could extend lower, but it's just not great. Yeah, even though that's like, look at all those green earnings, beaten on earnings, missed on revenue, beaten on earnings, beaten on earnings, beaten on earnings, beaten on earnings. But so this doesn't make a great chart to trade because it doesn't really trend. It's just sideways for years and years and years. So I'm a trader, not just an investor. And if you're an investor, it's sideways for years. If you're a trader, it's sideways for years. Could you take advantage of the chop? Yeah, but it's not. I'm a trend pullback continuation trader. That's what kind of stuff I'm looking for. So if it's not trending, there's no opportunity for me. So Eaton, potentially going to retrace to the roadmap line and go again. Missed the target at 359, 373. SN. Shark Ninja. Man, I bought that creamy. Oh my gosh, that thing is amazing. You can just literally buy like chocolate milk. We have this gas station called Weigel's. And they have like the best milk. Like way better than Mayfield's or anything I've ever had. You know, Fairlife to me tastes like garbage compared to Weigel's milk. And it's just local. It's a local dairy, old style type thing where you can buy local milk. And milk. I say milk funny. I love it. And they have like chocolate milk. They make special milks. Like right now they have a brownie batter milk, like what's called brownie batter. And they put some, a bunch of crap in it. But the plain milk tastes great. And then this stuff is pretty good. We just took it, dumped it in there. No extra ingredients, just chocolate milk from the convenience store, dumped in there, froze it, ran it through the creamy. Oh my gosh, freaking amazing chocolate ice cream. Yeah, and it doesn't have all that extra fat and junk in it. It's just like the same calories as the chocolate milk. Now you can't. It's regular pasteurized milk. I mean, it's just standard grocery store type milk, but it's local and it's great. Now there is a place called Cruise Farm here that is a dairy that you can go buy the real deal stuff. But this is just, Weigel's moves a lot of milk. And it just, like, I can't describe the flavor, but if you ever come here and milk's your thing, there's a Weigel's right near where we do the in-person event. So that's actually the one I stop at all the time. But they have eggnog and they have seasonal flavors all the time. They like do creamsicle and candy bar, and I mean all through the year they change it out. Right now it's brownie batter. I did the regular chocolate milk, and it came out just a little light on the flavor. Did it through the Ninja, but the brownie batter stuff came out, has a real nice dark chocolate flavor come through. I guess that fudgy flavor they add to make it the brownie batter. But anyway, Shark Ninja, the creamy, freaking cool thing. And I guess, hold on, give me 1 second. I will pull up a picture of what it did. Oop, clicked on the wrong thing. Hold on 1 second, 1 second. Let me, nope, wrong channel. Trying to send it to myself on the live stream here. To go there, and there it is right there. And let me see if it worked. There it is. Check this out. Like, just taking a diversion for a second. Look at this. That is just frozen chocolate milk right there. Isn't that not ridiculous? Like, that's just frozen chocolate milk run through the creamy. I mean, I was pretty impressed. I've never had a homemade ice cream that quite was like grocery store ice cream. This is the closest thing I've ever seen. Pretty amazing. And that's no special ingredients. That's literally open the thing of chocolate milk, dump it in, snap the lid on, put it in the freezer, pull it out, put it in the creamy, and makes ice cream. It's like, holy, there's no like extra fat and all that stuff. Like, you look at all these recipes, and it's like, you gotta add sugar and cream and blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's just taking chocolate milk from the grocery store, freezing it, consistency of ice cream. Never seen that before in my life. Cool machine. I got it on Prime Day for like like half price. Anyway. Roku getting smacked. Right there. It's not like I'm not endorsed by Creamy. It was just a cool thing I bought that actually worked. I've been hunting down homemade ice cream for years. So years and years. It's always been my thing. Like, I wanted to have grocery store consistency ice cream, or, you know, ice cream shop consistency ice cream made at home. For a long time, I've not been able to do it. And that thing does it. Roku. Probably coming down here. If we can do that, it sets up a measured bounce. Much larger potential target. Up here, 120. If we can find support right there at the 58 area and hold it and turn. NSIT, that may be breaking down lower. Yeah. Here's the initial move down. There's the retrace. This may come down into this area right here. ICE potential coming back. That's an intercontinental exchange. That's one of the brokerage, or not brokerage, but that's one of the listing places right there. So we all know of like the New York Stock Exchange, blah, blah, blah. But there's clearing houses that run in the background. ICE is one of those clearing houses that clears stocks. There's like ICE and BATS, and there's like 6 or 8 of them. That's when you dig up an option chain and you look at it. All the different ones that pop up. ICE is one of those. So ARM still looks like it may break down. Uber could retrace deeper. That was the target. Here's the support. If we can hold the roadmap line again. Now it may dip a little lower like it did over here. Be careful. So here's the resistance, 80. We break above it. 89, 90, potential upside. If we hold that, we could come down here again on Uber. Xylem, potential to retrace deeper. INSM. It's funny, Nina. Like, I love that thing. Like, it's kind of life altering if you like frozen desserts. I mean, or frozen things, I guess. It makes. So I took a can of Oregon blueberries. Like, they're in, I don't know if it's in syrup or what, but Oregon canned fruit. Like, that's a thing. A lot of people use it for making pies. I bought blueberries, or Kimberly bought blueberries. I told her to get some, and took those, put it in one of those, put pomegranate juice in. This was a recipe out of the book that came with it. And it's literally just blueberries, half a can of blueberries, filled up to the full line with pomegranate juice, ran it through it. It came out like a $10 smoothie from Smoothie King or whatever. And it was freaking delicious. And it just had blueberries and pomegranate juice. No extra sugar, no extra anything. It was the consistency of the same ice cream, but it was, reminded me of getting a smoothie from like Smoothie King. And it didn't have all the extra crap, no sugar, no extra anything in it. Just blueberries and pomegranate juice. Freaking delicious. Freaking delicious. Anyway, I like the thing. If you can't tell. REL1. Look at that. This is getting... I had an alert on here for watching this thing. If we break out, that one can run. That one can run. This may retrace though. So if we pull back to here, that'd be a better opportunity to get in. I'm gonna set that right there just in case. I may buy shares if we get down here. I have to get off here first though. All right. Where was I? ICE, Uber, XY, ISM, Ulta. Still looking nasty. Resistance at the roadmap line. Support at down here where the gap up is. Corcept, excuse me. Corcept. Hit the target. Retrace to the roadmap line would be expected. APTV. Plummeting out. If we can hold that, it can be a measured bounce. If we don't, we may go back to the bottom. Possibly extend down to 22. UBRL. 2x leverage on Uber. Are you kidding me? Like, that's a dangerous ticker right there. Leverage, be careful. Coin, getting smacked with Bitcoin retracing a little bit. I thought we might retrace. I drew that big arrow. Watch for that pullback to 174 area. If we do that, we can get a big up. ANET. Looks like we want to come down again. ALTR. Looks like we want to come back to the roadmap line. eBay. We are back to the roadmap line. Delete that. This high, that low. If we pop back up through 63, we could see 69.71. And beat on the top, beat on the bottom. Look at that. eBay seems halfway irrelevant these days, but you don't like hear about hardly anybody saying, "Oh, I bought stuff on eBay or I sell stuff on eBay." But look at $2.5 billion worth of business. Obviously, still doing just fine. MSFU. 2x leverage on Microsoft, and it's just chopping. SNN. Well, that took a turn down. Potential to find support here, but it may go on down to the low 20s. Elf Beauty. Looking for support. 98 is what I want it to hit. I've got an alert. Thought I had an alert there. I'm going to put an alert there. Looking for that to hit that 98 level and build support and turn, and then we can go up again. So this, when you zoom this out, this looks a lot like the bubble pattern, and we could retrace that whole move. Now, it's not quite exponential. It did a fair climb. Not really exponential, but it just depends on the time frame you put it on. As we zoom out, it looks more and more exponential. This could come back down substantially. Do warn about that. Could have been a fad, Elf Beauty, and now it's done. SPXL. Potential for that to retrace. This is 3x leverage on the S&P 500. Potential that did hit the targets, and potential for this to retrace back down to the roadmap line. NVO. It's been on the list for a couple weeks. Keeps showing up as a decliner. Pop up to the roadmap line. Retrace deeper. AVGO. Came up shy of the 194 targets. NVDU. Back to the roadmap line potential. Harmony. Bioscience. That's a biotech. I don't like biotechs. If you're new here, I don't like biotechs. I don't like medical specialty. I don't like stuff the Food and Drug Administration in the United States gets involved in because they can just do wild gaps, ups and downs, and crazy stuff. Makes it hard to trade. I like reliability. I like high probability. Biotech, medtech, pharmaceutical, not one of those things. So it's fun to talk about, not fun to trade for me. TECL, potential to go down lower. Very cautious here. Don't like the way we've rejected this. Could be some of these, some of these things are coming together to indicate we may get a bigger correction in the market here. DDOG rejecting the downtrend of highs, may retrace deeper. Generac Holdings, tag the target. I told you after the hurricanes are done, watch for the retrace. Watch for the retrace. It doesn't have to be violent, but watch for the retrace. We can come back down to the roadmap line. USD, watch for that one to retrace. This is rejecting, not a great sign. Hood, little retrace on the way, on the path higher. This has a bigger pattern that's been cooking for a long time, and we may play this out up here somewhere in this. This actually looks better on a non-log scale on this 30, 32, 36, 40 area, somewhere in there. It's where I expect this one to pop up and then retrace again. FLUT, Flutter Entertainment. Hitting extensions, I would expect a deeper retrace. MRK, got a deeper retrace. The target down here, we're not quite there. Do kind of expect it to extend on down to 94, and if we break down below that, we could go on down to 80. But, oh man, look at that. Took a beating right there. Is this a triple top, quadruple top? You tell me. Still expect this to break out and go. It's been kind of disappointing that it hadn't just broken out yet. It's had a lot of resistance at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 resistance. It has a positive setup, but just keeps grinding sideways. Politics and socio-political crap notwithstanding, this looks like it's going to break out and pop anytime now. But it could fail and go down here. LI. Just more sideways chop. DEO. Bounced off the roadmap line. Next low. That low, that high. Potential down to 116 area right down in here. Dell. So is this the bubble pattern and we fail, or is this just a roadmap bounce and we go up for a new high? I don't know. Gonna have to break this 618 with some gusto. We did have a giant gap down also. Kind of give it odds that we may see this retrace deeper down here. MGM, Grand Resorts can go deeper down here. VRT, retrace in order. NVDO, maybe looking for retrace. And that's the end of the list. Bonus for the day, I don't have one, unfortunately. There just wasn't anything awesome set up, so hate to say it, but it's the way the market crumbles some days. Be careful today. We have Apple and Amazon reporting after the close. Two final big dogs of tech reporting, and here you go. This is what we're looking at the rest of the week. Coinbase obviously not putting out a banger yesterday with their earnings. Robinhood, neither. So we're seeing a little bit of chop in earnings this season. Kind of to be expected with the seasonality. One of the things I haven't pulled up lately. Let's pull that up really quickly before you go, if you got a moment. And let me see, where is the... And this one might explain it more. So volatility, right here. I like volatility. October is typically a high volatility month, and then we drop off into November. So we can expect some chilling out into November, a lot more chilling out into December. So October is usually our high volatility month, but we haven't really seen any big moves. So something could be brewing, but we usually get a large drop off into November I mean, look at it. Even in the election, this includes elections. This is 30 years or 20 years, 20 years right here. So this includes like 5 elections, and we get that pullback, and then a further pullback in December. That's that Santa Claus rally thing kicking in there, and then it usually runs through second week of January, the run, and then we start seeing some volatility again. So that's what I'm looking for moving forward. We could, we're kind of seeing that if we pull back into FOMC next Friday, Thursday's FOMC, Friday is the day after when the market kind of digests everything. If we see that pullback through that time, we kind of set it up to run for a nice, possibly in the mid next year, as I've talked about this week already. So, all right, have a great day out there. Stay safe. The account you save may be your own. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Know when you're wrong. All right. Have a great day. Looks like we're in for some downside, possibly back to the roadmap line through next Friday. Have a great day, everybody.